What is up, guys? In this video, I want to talk about things that I'm planning on doing over the next month to prepare myself for the best year of my life in 2026. As you guys know, I've been going through quite a bit of struggle because of IVF. My wife and I have been struggling for the last, almost 10 years. Thankfully, it's coming to the end of our journey, which is very exciting because it's like literally something you live and breathe every single day. And to be able to just be relieved of all that stress, not just physically, but mentally, financially, everything, and just have that burden just taken off you is obviously going to have a huge effect on my results and just everything I got planned for 2026. So I think, honestly, I'm hoping next year will be literally the best year of my life in a very long time. Just because, like I had said, I have been not myself, I guess you could say, just because of everything we've been dealing with. Everything that I do, I always feel like I'm doing it like partial because my mind's just not 100% there. You know, there's always that reserve that's focused on IVF and just what's going to happen next. What's the next appointment? How am I going to pay for this? How am I going to do this? There's just so many things that we've been struggling with when it comes to going through it. I don't know if you guys can relate with this. It takes a lot out of you physically, mentally, financially. It's exhausting. Next year, for sure, I can say confidently that next year will be the end of our IVF journey, or infertility journey, I should say. So what I'm doing right now is planning, obviously, to set myself up to where I can make year 2026 my best year. And what exactly are those things that I plan on doing? So that's what this video is about, so let's talk about it.
Let me tell them one time, I've been on the grind, this my prime. Let me tell them one time, I've been on the grind, and this my prime. Yeah, sorry for the wait, didn't think I'd come up, y'all just need a little faith. I've been patient, just waiting on the river with an ace.
All right, so 2026, here we go. Something that I would recommend is doing what I'm doing right now with you guys, which is setting myself up for success in 2026 by knowing what my strengths were this year, confronting my weaknesses, and writing things down that I need to improve on. As soon as you actually sit down and actually write shit down, that's when it becomes real. I know that we have our technology and this and that, but the difference between writing something down and typing it in like notes, say on your phone or whatever, it's just different because obviously, when you have your phone, it's lost in the mix of apps and texts and Facebook and social media and this and that. When you write something down, it's literally physically in front of you at all times. It never goes away. It doesn't go dead because a battery died. You can just write it down, set the piece of paper where you are most, say, for me, for an example, obviously my desk, I'm gonna just basically set it on the wall behind me. So I'm just gonna tape it to the wall or tack it, whatever, and it's gonna stare at me every single day I sit down on my computer. So that's my plan. So I'm going to write down the things that I really struggled with this year. Pretty large list, I think. I haven't really wrote that list down yet, but that's one of the first things that I plan on doing because I honestly have to say most of the stuff is probably not gonna be fitness related. But here's the kicker. A lot of the stuff that I know that I'm gonna write down, it will lead back to not getting results and being in it 100% when it comes to my intensity, my eating, and all that stuff. All the stuff that I know I'm gonna write down is going to play a big role in my results, clearly, because otherwise I wouldn't be where I am right now. I would be at my goal. I'd be very confident with how I look and all that stuff. I had big plans for myself this year. Obviously, life doesn't always go as planned, right? We know that. But one thing that I always stressed you guys on is that I always still get in my workouts. I stay active and do my absolute damnedest to just stay in it by showing up every day and just getting my workouts in. Because I think one of the biggest mistakes that we make, and I'm sure you guys can relate with this too, but the biggest struggle that I had, or still have, is just trying to let go of my failures the previous day. When you go into a Monday and you screw up right away, it's really hard not to go into Tuesday and like to think about it and then be like, I messed that one up. Maybe I should just start next week. And then you get stuck into this vicious cycle to where you're always just constantly starting over. That's why I always at least make sure to get in my workout, because if you can at least do that, even if you screw up with eating or whatever it is, or even a missed workout, you gotta let it roll off your back and just move forward and just get in your workout the next day. Just don't even think about what happened the previous day and just get in your workout. So that's something that I struggle with for a long time, but I think that's what people struggle with the most, is just letting go of what happened yesterday, and don't use that as an excuse to just start over or just not worry about this week and then start the next week or next month because you have XYZ going on. Man, there is gonna be constant screw ups that you're gonna do. There's gonna be constant things that happen in life that will always set you back. But the one thing that you need to remember is that you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to eat perfect every single week. You don't need to get in every single workout religiously for years. That's not even being realistic. There's gonna be things that come up. There's gonna be events. There's gonna be things that happen in your life that will keep you from getting in the gym. You just have to go through every single day and try to like really truly ask yourself the honest question, is why I'm skipping my workout today an absolute valid reason? Like, obviously, we all have to make those judgments on our own. I can't tell you what's a good reason not to work out, but I know deep down, I know if I should be getting in the gym or not. Obviously, if I don't feel like it, or if I'm tired, or the list, there is a huge list that we all use, very common ones that we all use. But then there's those ones where, like, I had to go through many nights where I had to just be there for my wife because of XYZ, because of the hardship that we went through the last couple of years. We had a miscarriage. We had a lot of not so good things happen. Failed transfers happen. Days where I just needed to really just be there for my family or be there for my wife. So like, obviously to me, it was more important for me to get home from work and be there for my wife immediately when I got home and just give that emotional support and just jump in the following day. But you guys got to make those types of calls, obviously. Like, what is an important reason for you to skip a workout? And you just need to like seriously be honest with yourself, because I think we can all agree that it's sometimes really difficult to distinguish what's a valid reason, what's not a valid reason. Like, you just need to understand, like, the way I look at it, if I can go to work, I can work out. Granted, I went to work, came home, and then I was there for my wife. You need money, obviously. You gotta go to work, and you gotta prioritize your shit. Like, you're not being there for your wife if you don't go to work. You need to make money. So then you go to work, you come home, okay, now you need to be there for your wife. Is it gonna make or break your results if you skip one day? No, of course not. So is it gonna make or break your bills if you skip a day of work and not get paid? Yeah. So you just gotta use kind of common sense. My rule of thumb was always like, if I can go to work, I can work out. So like, for another example, like if I came home, I had a really long day, very stressful, and as soon as I sit down, you feel all the blood rush to your feet because you've been on your feet all day, and you feel like you got hit by a bus just with how tired you are. My biggest recommendation to that would be, don't sit down, obviously. You went all day, what's another hour? Just get in your workout, don't sit down. Is that a valid reason to not work out because you came home and you feel like you got hit by a bus? No, you gotta get in the gym. And I honestly think that by getting in the gym, it will only give you more energy and do all the things that you get from working out. So you gotta understand, like, every workout that you get in, it will get easier. It will start making a difference in all areas of your life. You're gonna start to realize, I'm only getting 5 hours of sleep, but man, I found that the days that I didn't work out, I was actually more tired the following day. And that is absolutely true, at least with me. If I don't get in my workout, I feel sluggish, I feel tired, and yeah, I feel like shit, honestly. So I know for a fact that getting in the gym absolutely makes a difference. Even if I'm getting 5 hours of sleep and I come home and I feel like I've just been completely wiped out from the day. Like, I still get in the gym because I just know it needs to get done. I know it'll only make things worse if I don't work out, so I just get in the gym. And I honestly think the biggest thing I want to convey in this video is just like, consistency is hard. We all struggle. And I think that what I just talked about is one of the biggest reasons that people don't get results is because they go into a Monday and they don't kill it like they thought they were going to, or they don't eat as perfect as they thought they were going to that day, or maybe even that week. And then they just feel like, a failure. And then they just say, I'm just going to say, screw this week, I'll start next week. And then next week comes, maybe you do the same thing. And then before you know it, it's been a month. If you can just let the previous day roll off your back, just jump in the next day and treat every single day as a new beginning, because it is. And just try not to focus so much on what happened in the past. Focus on what's in front of you and just getting in your workout, and make it a goal to say, do one more workout than you did last month. If you say got 15 workouts in last month, make sure it's at least 16 this month. And then just keep trying to improve it, even one more workout a month. Like, that's not that difficult, right? I think we can all probably do that. But when you set such large goals, like I'm not going to miss any workouts at all, ever, and then you miss a workout, then you feel like you failed. You know what I mean? You just got to take it easy on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I am, and that's something that I struggled with really hard when we first got into IVF, or just infertility in general, is that I was so used to just being so perfect with my workouts and eating and just doing all the things, that something happened, like infertility, like the doctor's appointments, the miscarriage, all these things that I not used to having to deal with, it really threw me off track. So every single week, what would happen is I'd start out on a Monday, and then my wife would say, hey, we got to go to a doctor's appointment tonight. And then I'd be like, all right, that's no way to start a Monday. And then I get home and I attempt to work out like I was going to work out, but then I'm like, this happened today. It's not a good start to the week. Now it's late. And now if I did work out, I wouldn't get done working out until 7 o'clock at night. And then I got to get up at freaking 2 a.m. in the morning. I don't know. It's not going to work. And then Tuesday comes and it's like, you feel like crap because the first thing that's on your mind is that you skipped yesterday's workout, and now it's Tuesday and you're like having that on your brain. And then you go into your workout that day and you just feel sluggish, and it just affects everything. And I think that was my biggest struggle when we first started dealing with infertility, because like I said, I was so used to being able to get in workouts and be there 100% all the time. And yeah, when life throws things at you, it's hard to let it go on what happened yesterday and just jump in the following day. It's really freaking difficult. So I think if you can just focus on just getting in the gym, no matter what, try to confront your excuses and ask yourself if they're legitimate or not. And then just most of the time, get in the gym, because most of the time the excuses that you're using, they're not legitimate. I know mine weren't when I first started our infertility journey. There'd be a lot of nights where I had an appointment and I'd be like, I can't work out. But then obviously appointment after appointment, I started to realize if I don't just work out regardless of appointments, I'm never going to work out. And then I was always starting over because I had an appointment on Monday and then another one on Wednesday. So I just, whatever, I'll do it next week. We don't have any appointments next week. So then I would start next week, and then guess what happens? Another spur of the moment appointment came up. Hey, there's the last appointment, they said they saw this and they want us to come in again on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be a never ending thing. You have to go into it knowing that shit will happen. Things will come up. You just have to want it bad enough at the end of the day and just understand, like, things will happen. You will not be perfect every single week with your eating, with your workouts, all that. You're not gonna be perfect. Life happens, shit happens. And it's really hard to accept that, because if you're following people, a lot of people that you follow on social media that are into fitness, they don't talk about this, I don't think, enough. And I honestly rarely see people talk about this at all, because they're just shredded and all they're doing is showing pictures and videos of themselves just killing it all the time. So you feel like that's what you need to do in order to attain that goal. And I honestly think that these people that do share their results and look amazing and all that good stuff, I think that they do have setbacks. I think that they do go through the struggles. I think that maybe they lose their results a little bit, but they have so much footage. Maybe they just start using footage that they had when they were in shape, and maybe you just never see it. They just don't want to show that because they feel like they're gonna I guess, discredit themselves a little bit because they fell out of it. But I actually think that's being human. That's why I make these videos, because I want to show you guys that I'm dealing with life shit, obviously, and I'm having some setbacks. But I think that by me doing what I said at the beginning of this video is going to make or break my results. So if I want results, I know that I need to, step one, write down the things that I know I need to improve on, discuss them with my wife, and just have it be like a together thing. Like, this is something I know I do, and this is what needs to happen, because it might affect her. Maybe I don't go to bed early enough because we usually watch TV until 8 o'clock. Maybe it's got to be 7:40 on the nuts. You know what I mean? Like, we can't do that anymore. That's going to involve my wife. So you got to sit down with your person and just talk about, you know, whatever changes that you got going on that you know you need to make, because it might very well involve your family. Like, a lot of nights we were eating this, we can't do that. I'm not going to do that. And if you guys are going to eat that, then I'm probably going to eat it, and that's not going to help me. So that's going to be one of the things that you might want to write down. So you got to think about all the things that really set you back this year, and then figure out a plan and how to stop that. And then obviously put it somewhere where you can see it every day and have it stare at you, where you hang out the most. Say I do a lot of, obviously, video editing, so it's going to be right in front of my face. Maybe you got to hang it in the bathroom. Wherever you hang out, I would have it be somewhere where you're looking at it almost daily. So those are the things that I'm going to be doing this month, is just making that list, coming up with a plan, communicating it with my wife, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And then as far as workouts obviously go, my plan mainly, because it's the holidays, is just getting in my workout. Eating, probably not going to be perfect. Holidays, it's okay to live a little in moderation, of course. Most of you guys know I just do one cheat day. But the biggest thing that I'm going to be focusing on, like I said, this month is just getting in my workouts, making that list of stuff that I really struggled with this year that really set me back, and come up with a plan on how to make it better for this next year. Because like I said, our infertility stuff is coming to an end, and I'm confident that if I can make this list, get in all my workouts, next year absolutely will be the best year of my life. So I'm excited to share everything with you guys. So please continue to follow along with these videos, as I plan to share pretty much as I possibly can with you guys as far as what I got going on with workouts, food, all that good stuff, and hopefully motivate you guys by you guys seeing me going through what I'm going through, but still showing up. You guys obviously see that I've been struggling for a while, but you will see me get to my goal. So stay tuned. Until the next time, we'll talk to you guys later. Stay you. Peace. Are you waving to the people? Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, that's a microphone. That's what Daddy uses to record every day. Yeah. Oh. Say hi! Are you waving? Yeah.